Guys, I think I've lost my mind. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, but we're gonna give it the old college try. Like I said, this is going to be the start of a new series where I go through and I try every single mod on Deadly Stream. My idea for how this series is going to work is I haven't used like any of these mods. So this is gonna be the first time I ever do it. It's gonna be a live reaction. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go through the installation process. I've not installed these before. So you're gonna see me install them. So if you wanna try these mods, you will see if I have any issues, if I don't have any issues, how I installed them. And then I'll do kind of like, I'll give you a highlight reel of me playing it. You know, if something requires me to play through almost the entire game, I'm not gonna make the video 4 hours long or however long it takes me to play through the game. I'll give you snippets of the highlights of the changes that the mod impacts. But yeah, that's kind of what I would expect. Now, some of these mods are very small, make very small changes. So for those, probably won't get their own video. I'll probably combine multiple mods into one video and have timestamps for each different mod. I will also say, what was I also going to say? Oh, that's right. I will also say that I'm going to be trying these mods independent of any other mods. The only mod I have installed is the increased UI. So the larger sized menu and UI from an older video that I made. That's the only mod I have installed. I'm being very careful to not install any other mods just because I don't want them to cross-contaminate each other. I don't want any sort of conflicting interests. Anyways, that's what to expect. And at the end of the video, I will just give I'll give my review of the mod, what I think, if you should try it or not. It is going to be my personal opinion. So unless the mod just breaks the game, take my opinion for what it's worth. Try it if you think it's interesting. All right, let's hop into Deadly Stream. All right, so I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for the first mod that I made in this series, and I was looking through just the first page, and this one caught my eye. It looks like it's a newer mod. I mean, it was updated November 6th, but I think it was submitted on October 30th. So very recently, a month ago, this mod was submitted to the website. And it's one that when I was a kid, I really wanted a mod like this, or I wanted a game like this, actually. I didn't know anything about mods when I was like 12 when this game came out, but I wanted something like this. And what this is supposed to do, it's a tiny mod that allows you to play as your original class, or more importantly, a non-Jedi class throughout the entire game, which I thought for role-playing purposes was kind of cool, because I remember when I was a kid thinking like, why does everyone always have to be a Jedi? Why can't you just be a soldier? Now, yes, I do realize that I could pick a Jedi class and just restrict myself to never using the Force. Don't wear Jedi robes. Don't use lightsabers, but it's just not the same when you're making like the conscious choice, because like at the end of the day, you're still a Jedi, and it just seems like Obi-Wan said, you know, it seems kind of uncivilized. I don't know, if I've got a lightsaber, I'm gonna freaking use a lightsaber. So I kind of like this idea. This does allow you, if you install this mod, it sounds like you do have the option to still play as a Jedi. It just gives you the opportunity to shut down the option, say, nah, don't really want to. It also sounds like you can cross class between two non-Jedi classes, which I find interesting. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to want to do that. I feel like I might want to stay as the same class the entire time. I just don't really know if I understand from like an immersion or like a role-playing perspective how you would go from being like a scout to being a soldier. How would you go from being a scout to being a scoundrel? It doesn't make an abundance of sense. If you guys can think of, you know, a rationale for that and you want to try it, let me know down in the comments. What is your thought behind this? But anyways, we're just going to give this a try. So let's look. It looks like there's only 2 files, a bunch of custom scripts. Interesting. Installation, open this, extract them into your override folder. Okay, let's download it. Here we go. We're going to extract this too. Oh, it already made it. It does make it for us. Okay, I forgot WinRAR does that. The WinZip, not WinZip, but just File Explorer won't do that for a zip file. All right. So it said installation. Open I don't want to be a Jedi 3.0. Ignore the source scripts folder. You guys saw it here first, folks. It said ignore this. So let's go ahead. Let's open Steam. All right, we've opened Steam. Let's go ahead and go to our local files. What I am going to do really quick is I'm going to back up my override folder just because, as I said, I am going to be uninstalling these mods all the time. So I don't want to have to know which files I do and do not have to delete. So I'm just going to save a copy of my override file, copy these, dump them into override. Nothing conflicted. All right, let's start the game. All right, so here we go. We got the game open. As I said, only mod that's installed other than that is the enhanced UI. I still don't love that these assets are so pixelated, but let's go ahead and start a new game. As I said, this is going to require me to play most of the game, so I am not going to, it will not be, this video will not be the entire length. I will cut this up. I think I want to play as a scout, for no other reason than I just kind of want to be completely honest. The soldier is so overdone. I just want to play as a scout. I'm just going to play as a scout. Now we'll see how long this is going to take and how tedious this is. I might go to a save editor and change one of my old saves at a couple different places along the way. The things that I'm very interested in checking about this mod. Difficulty, I don't feel like should be a major player in this, like in my review, because I'm expecting it to be, I'm definitely expecting it to be harder. But what I'm interested in is, one, how does it play with, like, from a lore perspective? Like when I play this, are there enough like hard-coded conversation options that it doesn't really make sense that you're not a Jedi? That's what I'm very interested in. And then also very interested in how it handles being at the Jedi Enclave on Dantooine and giving you the option to not change. Like, does it perform well? I'm assuming that the mod itself will actually like physically work and allow me to not change my class. So that's not really what I'm looking for. If that doesn't work, then it's just, then obviously we have bigger problems. I do want to play a little bit of the beginning just to make sure this doesn't break anything. I saw the files, like the number of files that were in the override folder, and it wasn't that many. So I don't anticipate this is going to break anything in the game, but I do want to play a little bit of the beginning just to make sure that nothing is broken. And then I will likely switch over to a later save game and use a save editor to change my class. All right, for right now, this is looking pretty okay. I might jump ahead, use a save editor, change my, oh, we got a subscriber. Thank you, Connor Sparks. We're gonna go ahead, that's good enough. We're gonna go ahead and skip. And honestly, we're not gonna do a playthrough of the game. Let's just go ahead and skip to Dantooine. Nope, that's Jedi, Chad. I need pre-Jedi. Here we go, right here. This is before we leave. This is Davik's estate. Let's go ahead, skip to Davik's estate. And then we're gonna go to Dantooine. We're just gonna see what happens when we go to Dantooine. That's what I'm the most interested in. What's this? Where am I at? I don't want to overload. No, I think I've already unlocked it. All right, let's go kill these guys real quick. We just have to take out Davik. That's it. And then he'll die. He didn't die. Oh my God. Do more. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's go talk to him and let's see what happens. I'm interested in this. Interested to see what happens. Okay, here we go.
She claims you and she have
These ruins.
best.
You and
Whatever.
Okay, here we go. The way of the lies. Are you ready for such a hardship? So yes, I'm gonna try. I'll do my best. Of course, I'd rather make my own path if it's all the same. Let's give it a go. Let's see how this works.
Understand that there is little choice in this matter, for you or us. Across the galaxy, the numbers of our order dwindle. The Sith hunt the
Other Jedi have fallen from the light and embraced the lure.
if
the count.
perhaps
You have a strong.
neither will.
Here we go. Okay, so very well, I'll help you. It seems I have no choice. I will learn your Jedi powers. You may be right, but I don't have to be a Jedi to fight the Sith. Let's give this a try.
Before we send you to investigate the ruins, you must be trained in the way.
Here we go. This is it. So we don't have time for this. As you wish. I surrender myself. You may claim me as a member of your order, but I don't want to learn your ways. I'll find a way to defeat Malik without the Force. Or call me a Jedi if it pleases you, but I don't need your vaunted Force or laser swords to kill Malik, and I have no interest. Okay, so this is like the dark side or the Han Solo reaction, and this is the normal reaction. All right, let's go ahead and do this.
I find that disturbing. It is our failings as teachers that enable this to happen.
Let's try this one.
The ancient grove once used for deep meditation, but the Cathhounds in the area have become savage and ruthless. The Cath... I can...
Do you want to cross class? Okay, so this should enable me to switch to a different class. Again, I don't, from a lore perspective, it doesn't to me. And again, let me know down in the comments if you think this makes sense. It doesn't make an abundant amount of sense to me right now, refusing Jedi training to enable you to cross class. I feel like I see why they did it. From an immersion perspective and just a role-playing perspective, I don't see why it should be an option. And I feel like you should be required to stick to your original choice. That's just my thought. I'm going to hit yes just to see what happens. Interesting. And there's no back button either. That's an optimization that could be had if you click the wrong thing. Usually there is a way to go back. So that's one criticism I have. Is having the ability to go back and undo your choice, because if you accidentally hit the wrong one, there's almost always a way to go back. So I don't love that. Let's go ahead. Let's just say scout. I was a scoundrel. I got dark side points. Interesting. It forces you into dark side points. Interesting. I don't feel like I made a dark side choice in the matter. And so now let's see, level 8 soldier, level 1 scout. All right, let's go ahead. Let's level these guys up really quick. And we're gonna go see from an immersion perspective, once again, how does the game play out? There are a couple of different quests. I'm thinking of the feud between the Metales and the Sondrels. There's the one where you have to go help the law and order, essentially. There's a couple, and then talking to Juhani. I'm just interested to, and also what happens if I talk to, like, say, Belaya? Is she going to call me a Padawan?
Greetings, apprentice. Though I understand you shall not have that lowly title much longer. Master, soon he feels you will attain the rank of Padawan. I wish.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I don't know. Again, this is me being nitpicky. Obviously this is me being nitpicky, but that interaction should have some different options to it. Like, all you would need text to say to have the response of, "I'm not a Jedi. I don't know what you're talking about." See, just say, "I'm not a Jedi." It's not, "I'm not a Jedi yet." Again, there are, and I understand that this would be very difficult to do. I understand entirely this would be very difficult to do. The question is it worth? Is it actually worth downloading a mod to do this, or just using a save editor to delete your class, your Jedi class? That's the only, and it skips the training montage, right? It skips the training montage, I guess. All right, let's go talk to Baluk. Apprentice. I'm not an apprentice. So here's the thing. It's listed in the mod description that people are still going to refer to you as Jedi or Padawan or stuff like that because they can tell that you can feel the Force. Like, the idea is your character can still feel the Force, but has chosen to ignore it or to step away from it. But here's the thing. The Jedi Order, the people on the planet at the time that you made the choice and you said, "Hey, I'm not going to be a Jedi," like, they would know. Like, clearly they should know. So while I would understand maybe the Sith calling you a Jedi because they can feel that you are either light side or dark side and feel the Force, I can get that. But the immediate people on the same planet where you have just made the conscious decision to not be a Jedi, again, just from an immersion perspective, I don't love. Okay, so let's see who's Another Jedi. Again, him calling me a Jedi, that's fine. I don't have a problem with from an immersion perspective, because you're assisting the Jedi. That makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I think I've gotten enough out of this that I need. So I think I'm understanding. And I might actually crack open the mod files and just see what all was changed. But I think I'm coming to the conclusion that not a lot was changed. They changed, basically they added the dialogue option to allow you to cross-class and to not be a Jedi. I think it's about all they did, which I'm okay with. Like, that's fine, but a save editor could do the same thing. From a mod, I just expect a little bit more to create the immersion of not being a Jedi. Okay, she calls you a Jedi. Again, I can forgive that because, once again, I'm going to go ahead and return to the Ebon Hawk. I can forgive that because she technically wouldn't know you're not a Jedi, so I can understand. Who's this boy? Now I'm going to be interested into how the council reacts to me talking and dealing with Juhani.
Has returned to the way of the light. Go to Master Jar.
Okay, so I have to tell Master Jar that we fix this. I want to talk to Vrook.
I must congratulate you on your actions. You have saved Juhani and brought her back.
May the Force be with you as you continue your training. Again, we're not training, so I wouldn't expect him to say that.
Greetings, young apprentice.
Not an
Come
apprentice.
seeking knowledge.
So I'm not an apprentice. He would know that. So he shouldn't be calling me an apprentice.
You have done well, my pupil.
I'm not his pupil, but I can forgive that, I guess.
But though she was saved, she struck her master in anger during her training, and Juhani has been congratulations, apprentice. Or should I say, congratulations, Padawan.
I don't love that. I want to go back. Now that we've done this, I want to go back. I'm going to save. Not a Jedi. I want to go back and I want to take a look at the description of the mod, read it again a little bit more closely, because I know there's justification into some of into basically not changing the dialogue. All right, so let's take a look at this. So a tiny mod, it adds 2 new replies at the second conversation, as you can see from the screenshot. Use Jedi training, so there should be no confusion as to what they do. If you choose not to be a Jedi, this conversation leads into the corruption of the Grove, skipping over the several parts of Jedi training. Scripts are included to enable cross-classing as a non-Jedi. Okay, the option is given through subtitles. To avoid cross-classing is not simply choose no, that's fine. But there is no second opportunity to cross-class. Change your mind, or you misclick, you will need to reload or use a save editor. So at least they have the disclaimer in there. I have changed dialogue before. I do feel like this is something that they could fix. But I respect that decision to not. Like, that's fine. I won't hold that against them. If you're wondering why anyone wants to do this, that's fine. If you're wondering how this might be explained from a story standpoint, considering that the PC is regularly referred to as Padawan or Jedi, my explanation is that the player character is a nominal Jedi. Player character is force sensitive, and the council considers them a stubborn member of the Jedi Order. But the player character refuses to cultivate their force abilities in any obvious way to wear robes or use lightsabers, other than the council and a few others who insist on treating the PC as a Jedi because they, quote unquote, should be a Jedi. NPCs are playing along, or they don't know any better than counter force sensitive who seems like a Jedi and assume that they are one. I don't know that I agree with that. Honestly, let's just take a look at the gameplay. Let's make sure I'm not misremembering. Let's take a look at the gameplay and just make sure that I'm not misremembering. All right, so I've turned off the audio because we don't need to hear myself talking twice, because I was giving a decent amount of feedback. But here we go. So let's see, what were the options here? You may claim me as a member of your order, but I don't want to learn your ways. I'll find a way to defeat Malik without using the Force. Call me a Jedi if it pleases you, but I don't need your vaunted Force or training. Okay, so I guess that is a way out, as he says, like, okay, I'll be a member of your order, but I'm not going to be a Jedi. Would the Jedi accept someone into the order that is not a Jedi? I don't know. I mean, he's right. I cannot argue with what he has put in here in his description, because the options do say, okay, let me be in your order. And so I can't, from an immersion perspective, I have my issues with it, but it does function, and his rationale in the file does seem to make sense. So, all right. So, All right, let's just go. I think it's enough testing on the mod itself. I am convinced because it looks like the only thing that's happened are some dialogue choices. Let's take a look really quick again at what it is that were changed. Jar and Vandar dialogue options. There's a few things that changed, but I doubt. Oh, can be smuggler, can be okay, soldier, can be scout. I assume this is what allows you to change. B, okay, so this is just allowing you to cross class, and this is allow you to, I assume, don't wear robes. Okay. All right. So I am convinced this isn't going to impact the rest of the game. Let's go ahead and we'll just move on to final thoughts and what I think about this mod. All right, so let's talk about this mod. Let's talk about it in a couple of different ways and how we're going to rank this. So first off, does the mod work? Does the mod say what it's going to do? Yes, it does. It does enable you to not be a Jedi. It skips over some of the Jedi quests that would make you a Jedi. It doesn't let you get a lightsaber. It does do all of that. So does this physically function? Yes, 5 out of 5. It does actually function. The second question is, does it make sense from a lore perspective? And that I just don't really know. I mean, we know, spoiler alert, we know the identity of the player character. We know that the council would likely want to have them in the order regardless of if they chose to accept the ways of the Jedi, because they know that our player character is on the stronger side. So I guess it does make some sense. It also, I mean, let's be on the same page. We know that this, I think that this obviously was just a way to get around having to change a lot of things. Like this not being a Jedi has major implications for the rest of the story and a lot of different dialogue options. So the person creating the mod would in fact have to change a lot of things. And I am sympathetic to that. I do understand why they did this, but does that excuse kind of the shortcut? I don't know. I might knock off like half a star for that, just because I don't know if it makes the most sense from an immersion perspective. It does work. Is there a reason to install this mod over just downloading a save editor? I would say yes, because a save editor, they're finicky things. I wouldn't, anytime I played the game, wouldn't want to have to open up the save editor, delete stuff, change the game around that way. It does get rid of the quests to like get your lightsaber and stuff like that, recite the Jedi code. So do I think this trumps a save editor? Yes. So if you are looking for a way to play this game without being a Jedi, I would say that this is a way to do it. I would say that I would prefer this over using a save editor to delete my Jedi class and continue leveling up as a soldier. So would I recommend it? If this is what you're looking for, then yeah, I think it's going to accomplish its goal. Do I think is there room for improvement? Most certainly. So I think on the end, I would probably say, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm going to say 4 out of 5 stars just because I do think shortcuts were made, again, reasonably slow. Don't get me wrong. If the author of this mod sees this, I totally understand. If this wasn't a shortcut and this was just his intention, that's also fine. He's entitled to his opinion. I see this as a little bit of a shortcut, but it's an understandable shortcut because this would become a massive project to basically overhaul the game. But to me, it makes sense. It deserves kind of that overhaul to really give you that immersion. So I'm going to say 4 out of 5 stars. Decent mod. It works. It doesn't look like it's going to break the game. So yeah, if this is what you want, go ahead and give it a try. Guys, that's all I got today on this mod. Please let me know your thoughts down in the description below. If you enjoyed this, please drop a like. Let me know what your thoughts are on this series that I am embarking on. And that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much. We will talk to you in a later video. Peace out. Oh, and hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. Bye.
Get down to the B side.